Hello, everybody, and welcome to Business Profit Acceleration Group Coaching. Today, we're going to be talking about powerful business decision making. Why is decision making so important? Well, because sometimes if we don't make decisions fast, we spin around and we do busy work rather than important, strategic, powerful breakthrough type of work. The first thing, and I got this presentation from Dean Graziosi. I follow him and Tony Robbins and many others and love to learn from them. Um, the first and most important piece is learning to say no. And I know you guys, and you come from the heart, you love to help people, but saying no, even if it's um, a wonderful, nice thing to do, frees you up for what you really want. And you're here to take your life and your business to the next level, right? So learning to say no is really important. What can you say no to? And you can always say yes and yes, I can do that. And what would I take off the plate? So are you binge watching Netflix, or is there another habit? Like one of my habits that I'm working on is checking email too frequently instead of really focusing on important strategic tasks. So, any questions or comments on saying no? Anybody have an example of where they said no and it worked out?
Yeah, I actually do, if that's all right.
That'd be great, Sarah.
So last weekend I did have the opportunity to do 2 private dinners, but I unfortunately had to say no because I got 2 new meal prep clients, so I knew that it would be past my limits of actually doing it. Like, I knew physically I could do it, but mentally it wouldn't be very smart for me to do all of it by myself. So, I unfortunately had to say no, but then it made me realize, okay, I do need to start delegating so that I could say yes next time and be more prepared.
Great example and great learning from that experience of saying no. You're like, wow, I maybe could have made more money if I had some highly trained, effective team that I could delegate to. That's fantastic. The other, so the rest of these three or six topics are actually questions that you can ask yourself. So who's your ideal future self? How many of us have journaled that? Who's your ideal self? Who do you want to be? Who would you be to be your ideal mate, ideal business leader? If you haven't done that, that would be a fantastic exercise. Um, and the decision you're making, does it align with who you want to become? So who is your ideal future self? Does it align with your core values? We won't get into core values, but I want to show you an example in peakbusinesscoaching.com. Have the core values: integrity, love, helping others, freedom, and health. So if you haven't done this exercise, you can go to articles, and there's an article on core values. You can also go to YouTube channel, Peak Business Coaching, and there's a video on setting up your and identifying and describing your core values. So does this decision line up with your core values? I had a mentor. I used to work in the real estate investing business for a time, and I reached out to a guy who he owned 400 homes in California, and he had his own title company, his own real estate and investing um, training company. So I felt really lucky to introduce. I followed him around until he agreed to have lunch with me, and then one day we went out to play golf, and I was learning a ton from him, and it was a huge opportunity. But we went out to play golf, and he hit a ball over the net, and it hit somebody's windshield, a truck that was driving down the road, and he jumped in the golf cart and said, "Come on, let's get out of here." And he went to drive behind the trees to hide. And I couldn't, my jaw just dropped. And I was, I was shocked and that he wasn't caring. And that was part of my core values. And I never worked with him again, no matter what the financial opportunity. So being true to your core values is really important in the decision making. Also, how much does this align with your goals? And again, there's an article on goal setting, smart goal setting, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, time-based, or thrilling. Those are some of the parameters. And we can work later on goals if you guys want to. And then costs. And this would be good to take notes on. Cost, time, energy, and money. Not just money from a cost perspective, but if you take this decision, what would the cost be? And does it align with your major purpose in your life? Why are you here on the planet? Why did you choose this business? Why do you come from the heart? And why are you dedicated to making a difference for your clients? And then along with costs, what's your potential return on investment or ROI? And the most successful business people in the world make decisions fast, fail fast. Like Sarah, your example was great. You learned something because you made a decision. And instead of going back and forth and then at the last minute saying yes to everything and being overwhelmed and burned out, um, you made a decision with the tools and information that you had and you learned from it, which is great. So thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.